We have built Dehya as a DPS in the last video, and now we are going to be building her as a support, which was really the first team that I thought of when we decided to count Dehya as a support on this account. Now there's two teams I would like to try out here, and they will both require a little bit of building. The first team is the one you can see right here with a burning team. That would work pretty well because we have messed around with this team a little bit before, but we were using Benny Boy instead of Dehya here, and Dehya's off-field pyro would do a lot better in this case. The other option is to run a similar team, except we'll use our other newly introduced or reintroduced character. We'll throw in Xing Cho, and then probably a Baiju because he can heal, and run a Burgeon team, with both of these teams using Nahida as the main DPS. Because, I mean, Baiju can't main DPS, Yao Yao can't main DPS, and Kirara can't main DPS. And that's all our Dendro characters, so Nahida's got the best chance of being the main DPS on a Burning or Burgeon based team. So we're going to start out with the Burning team because we have messed around with that one a bit more. I sort of know what to do with this one roughly. Now luckily, level-wise, everyone is pretty good apart from Dehya, because as you would have seen in the last video, we didn't have enough resources to get her max ascended. However, we should be able to now, so we need to get her max ascended. I will probably also max level Toma, but we'll see if I have any level up books left after I do Dehya. And then we'll need to have a look at the build for Nahida, because I am probably going to swap her off the triple EM and run her on an EM Dendro crit. Just because she is going to be the main DPS, I want a little bit more damage out of her, as well as trying to get her normal attack up to level 9, which I should be able to do without any problems. While we're at it, we might as well level up Dehya's stuff a little bit more, and if we have the resources, might as well do Baiju and Toma's stuff, which we can't really do, but if we are able to fight this, no we can't, okay, maybe not Toma's. And then also for Xing Cho, the other character we're going to mess around with, he should be fine because we did originally use him on this account. So apart from him not being level 90, I should just need to chuck him on an artifact set and he's good to run. So let's start off with the first and most important thing, and that is getting Dehya up to level 90. We will start by collecting 10 of the sand pupa things, whatever they're called. There we go. That was very, very easy. Next up, we should be fine with these. I might need to do some more farming for talents, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. We should have enough of these to get her to level 90 though. And then this is also going to be a problem, but again, we will... Actually, no, we won't be crossing that bridge when we come to it because we have to do this now. And luckily, we do have enough dust and chunks to craft everything we need to get Dehya up to level 90. So there you go. That is your last ascension. And we can actually get you max leveled, which was not expected. I didn't think I was going to have enough books, but we do. I don't think I'm going to have enough books for Toma, though, no. Oh well, we'll go farm some more books at some point. Dehya is now level 90, so that is lovely. So next up, I think for weapons, we probably still want to keep her on attack. Or our other option is we could swap her over to 1 and EM. But I don't think that'll really affect much because Nahida's the one doing the burning. Or we could throw her on the bell. Not that it's really going to do much either. But I think I'm probably leaning towards an EM. I know she does scale of attack, so we might just want to leave her on the attack one. Actually, I might just leave her on this for now because 1, it sort of fits her color scheme. And 2, it sort of just works. After a party member triggers a pyro-related reaction, Dehya's elemental skill damage will increase by 16%, which isn't anything extraordinary, but it is currently leveled up, and I guess it will do for now. Artifacts can also stay how they are. We just want you on Emblem with all of these stats. Attack percent is actually better than HP percent here. I saw a couple comments about that in the last video, so we are just going to leave her on Emblem. And talent-wise, I would like to get your skill up to level 8 or 9. So for now, we can get your skill up to level 8, and we are going to have the Mora. We're not going to have enough of these though. So I think I'm just going to leave it at level 8 for now. That will be fine. So there is Dehya just about finished. So we can move over to the other characters. Let's just quickly scan over our Baiju and Toma to make sure they are correctly built. I would like to level up Baiju's skill a little bit, and I think we should be able to at least get it to like 7. Otherwise, there is not too much else we really need to do with him. So there is level 7, and we can actually go to the level 8, so why not? There you go. I don't really need to touch his burst right now because it's good enough, and I'm really only using him for his healing on his skill, which leaves him with 55,000 HP and all that good stuff. Dehya is still rocking a not very good crit ratio, but 30,000 HP and 2,000 attack isn't terrible with her whopping 132 EM. So next we can move over to Toma. I would like to get him to level 90, but we cannot. Weapon-wise, I feel like Dragon's Bane's half decent because of the EM, but again, I don't know if we want to build the pyro characters on this team with EM or just Nahida. The other option is we could use this one because of the ER, or even potentially just throwing him on Favonius. I will have a look at what your current ER is, which is 129. I feel like I should probably put you on ER, which now brings that up to 160. That should be good because I think we do want your burst up relatively regularly, and you are running a Gilded Dreams, which I believe should also be fine. Your talents, I would like to level up, but we cannot because we don't have any of these, and I've already farmed them all today. So there's our Toma's build. It is something. I am running him on triple EM. Currently sitting at 766 EM, 1,600 attack, and crit ratio is garbage, but 160 ER. Not the greatest, but also not the worst. We'll take it. So now we move on to the character that needs probably the most amount of work because I need to mess with your artifacts a little bit. First, though, we'll check over the rest of your build. Sacrificial Fragments is probably going to be the best weapon we can run you on. I could also potentially throw you on the Widsith if I wanted the crit, but I don't know which one's better. I'd assume probably EM because it's Dendro reactions. And your talents I would also like to touch, but I need these, which I also can't do. But I might just use one of the Dream Solvents to get your normal attack up to level 9 because I think we probably want that if Nahida's going to be on field DPSing the most. Damn, if only we needed these drops because we have 42 of the purples and 569 of the greens with 152 blues. It would be so nice if we needed these, but unfortunately we need these, which we currently only have 6 of. So with that we can now bring, no we can't because I forgot to craft the boss drop. There we go. Now we can bring Nahida's normal attack up to level 9. So that is literally Nahida maxed out unless I want to start crowning stuff, which I probably should considering I have 38 crowns. And I'm pretty sure Raiden is the only person I've crowned on this entire account. Maybe Farina? I haven't even crowned Farina. You mean to tell me my R1 C2 Farina isn't even crowned? Yeah, that is basically 3 years or something of just crowns we've collected, and I've only spent 1. Well, let's not look at that right now. What I need to do is fix your build. So we want you obviously on your normal EM stuff. I'd like a bit more crit on you, but I don't know how that's going to go considering I don't really have level up materials. So you might have to stay with pretty low crit ratios, and we'll just try to get you on a decent main stats, which we have this Dendro damage or this Dendro damage. None of which are really incredible, but if one does roll, okay, if this rolls EM or crit rate, okay, maybe we'll run off piece. This, please roll EM, please roll EM, please, god damn it. Do we have an off piece? That's the more important bit. I feel like that answer is no. Okay, never mind. Sijuin is for some reason on a really solid Dendro damage, because of course she is. That's definitely Sijuin's best piece. So it looks like we will unfortunately have to be running this on Nahida, unless I can get something better, and that would be a... Ooh, okay, never mind. I thought that was going to be a no, but that is actually half decent. She does have a passive that increases crit, doesn't it? Each point of EM beyond 200 will grant 0.1% burst damage and 0.03% crit rate, which should, in theory, give her about 20 to 25-ish extra crit rate. There we go, 24%. I didn't read the whole thing. Maximum of 24% extra crit rate. And she's currently sitting at 35. So, I mean, it's not going to be a good crit ratio, but this piece will work. We just kind of want to roll more into not those two. Crit rate would be preferable, but EM I will take. Okay, what a perfect spread of rolls. Let's get this last one into crit rate, please. I don't have any level up materials. And we see crit rate. Okay, perfect. It's not a particularly high crit rate, but it will do. That was a lot easier than I was expecting. These pieces are not great. I would like to get some better pieces, but we don't have any level up materials, so we can't really do that right now, which leaves her at 740 EM, which isn't quite what I'd like, so she will only have like an extra 15% crit rate. Currently sitting at a 36 to 127. It's not incredible, but I think it should be fine. So in terms of rotations, I don't know, but I guess we probably just do Toma's stuff, I guess. Do that. Throw up your burst, because why not? Throw up that, and then Nahida. I probably should have put your burst up first, but I will. And then just Nahida. Okay, damage-wise, I'm seeing nothing crazy. A couple thousands from Nahida. There's a 2,000. Only like 800 from Burnings. Nahida died. Yeah, okay. I will admit it's not great. I don't know if that's because Nahida's EM is really, really low, or if it's just the fact that Burning doesn't do a whole lot, but that isn't incredible. So let me go try out the Burgeon team, because I feel like this has a higher chance of actually working decently well. And all we really need to do for this team is just make sure Xingqiu is on his right weapon, which he is indeed, and throwing you on a emblem as well. I guess I'll just yoink Kujo-Sara's for the time being, and then we'll give it back to her when we need to use Kujo-Sara. I should probably really farm some more emblem, or at least level some more emblem up. And we'll go off-piece for this. We can steal Dahlia's. 230 ER. Crit ratio doesn't matter. Although it's not terrible. And yeah, everything else doesn't really matter. So now I feel like this has got a higher chance of actually working, just because anything with Hydro tends to work a little bit better for some reason. So we're just kind of throwing out Baiju there, because he's basically just here to heal. He has no other real reason of being here. And we just Nahida. And be annoyed because our burst isn't up and he's blocking. But yeah, this is definitely doing a lot better. That's definitely doing a lot better. 13,000 there? Okay, now Nahida's burst is up. Let's try this again. And yeah, 17,000. A lot of damage there. 12,000 from Xingqiu. Another 17,000. Yeah, that was a lot better. I think I will probably end up sticking with this team, unless I would like to swap Baiju out for someone else. If I wanted to maybe throw in a Yao Yao, or we could put Toma back in, but I feel like probably going Yao Yao or Baiju's our better bet, just because of the Dendro and the healing, in which case Yao Yao might be a better option. We could also throw in Kazu to do some swirl, but I don't think that will really do too much, although we can try it out, I guess. So damage-wise with Kazu, it's about the same. I don't think there's too much of a difference, except for the fact that we don't have any healing. So I think probably it's in our best interest to run a healer, especially with Bloom Cores, because Bloom Cores will kill you very, very quickly. Now, obviously, we could also throw in Farina here as an extra Hydro, but as I've said so many times, Farina is in way too many teams, and I really, really, really like this team that I use her in at the moment. It works really well, it's really fun, and does a decent amount of damage. And Xingqiu will work fine in this team, plus he can still do a pretty solid amount of damage. I wasn't actually expecting to use both the newly introduced and reintroduced characters straight away, but Xingqiu is just kind of too good of a character. Let's go have a look at what the Abyss is currently, and see if I would like to suffer anymore. What are our enemies? Garbage, and also very garbage. Lots of garbage there. Not so much the first half, but the second half, yes. And also, continuing the trend, not very fun, pretty garbage, because there's 2 Y-Obs, except Free should be able to deal with them, no problems. Our main problem is going to be this boss, because we do have a decent amount of off-field pyro with Dehya, but it is still just going to be a pain, because she's always a pain. but I guess we can give it a shot. And now it's a good thing that this team is all cryo-based because that's the only thing that really does damage to this boss. And I will say we are doing quite a bit of damage to this boss. He is disappearing very quickly. Please, you're on like no HP. Die. Thank you. That was actually a lot quicker than I was expecting. Now I feel like that's going to immediately disappear over here. Yeah, things are not happening over here very well. Plus, all these enemies are staying as far as humanly possible from each other. Although I believe because we have Nahida's, whatever her skill thing is called, it is doing damage to all of them. And this isn't even the difficult bit. Now we get the difficult bit, and we are immediately thrown into garbage. So Dehya Burst is literally not going to do anything here, but it will at least knock down their shields a little bit. Yeah, there is no way in hell we're even remotely doing enough damage here. Can someone please get something up? This is, yeah, no. This is not, there's no way 3 stars is happening. So you know what? No thank you. Let's not do that. How long does this abyss have before it resets? It has 15 hours. Ooh, okay. I might see what the new abyss is. If it's different enemies, I might come back and try this again. If it's the same enemies, we're not touching that again because that stupid cryo girl is just terrible. But this team will work, I think, against certain enemies. I honestly am not really too sure about that, but it was doing something. There is probably a way I could improve something with this team, but I'm enjoying it. I definitely think it is the best use for Dehya unless I can get her a bit more built for DPS. I think using her just for her skill to apply or field pyro is our best use at the moment, mainly because we do not have basically any other or field pyro characters. So if you do know anything I could do to improve this team or do anything else with this whole Dendro related team using Dehya, do let me know. Or if you know any other good teams I could use Dehya in, also do let me know. But with that being said, I think I am going to leave it off here. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you liked this video, go check out the last video on the channel where we turned this girl into a DPS and got meh success with that. And with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Good. Bye.